we will discuss a few things relating to internet, social media, and the world of computers. The world of internet and the world of social media are now inseparable parts from all of us. We use many terms both amongst each other and while participating in things which are professional. So better to know about them. The first thing that I want to mention to all of you is the word viral. What is viral? Is it relating to something called a virus, or is it relating to something different which is unique for the computer world? Let us analyze it a little better. This is a term which is used by the marketing and the communication professional community to describe something which is multiplying itself in the media world. Now in our epics, there was an epical story about Raktabija, where when Devi was fighting the army of Mahishasura, there was one of his generals who is called Raktabij. When one of his drop of blood was coming on the earth, two of the Raktabij was getting created, and as a result it was never dying. So viral is something which multiplies very, very rapidly. Is there a number for which we must pitch before we call something viral? Yes, there is. 2 years back, if over a period of 1 month, if something has been viewed or something has reached 1 million people, it used to be called viral. Now the standard globally is that it must have reached at least 5 million views or 5 million people before we can call it viral, and that too within a period of 3 to 7 days. So once it is viral, why it is called virus? Because it spreads like a virus, as I told you in the beginning. The original term was coined by a media scientist called Huskov. Huskov told that this is called viral media, coming from a word called virulent media, in which there are marketing Trojan horses which are unleashed on unsuspecting borrowers or unsuspecting purchasers or unsuspecting consumers. How it is done? There is something which is titillating, there is something which appeals to higher sense, there is something which people immediately identify with, and as a result, they start sharing it. And when they start sharing it, the ultimate agenda of peddling a product or peddling a service or peddling a message also gets transmitted. So viral also comes with a lot of associated words like applying a filter, applying a screen, who is the host, who is the media of transmission. All those things which are taken from the biological world also applies to this. Whether this is only a recent phenomenon or before that also this was happening. When we say viral and we speak about even 100 years back, Mahatma Gandhi's Satyagraha movement went viral. There was no media. At that time, through word of the mouth, as we have seen in our childhood, tom-toms were used to make things viral. That is going from one to another. Now, Nelson Mandela's message of freedom or Martin Luther King's 95 hypothesis, all these became viral because many people liked it. So viral is a word which can be used both benevolently as well as malevolently to propagate things very, very rapidly. We should be clear what we are doing. Second word that I want to explain to you today relating to internet world is called exponential. Now exponential, what is exponential? By definition, exponential is something where the rate of growth relates to itself. So whatever it was, outside of external factors, we say that it grows something related to itself. Let us say it multiplies by itself again. So it is called e to the power 1, e to the power e is something which is commonly used for those of you who are mathematically inclined. It is called Euler's number. Euler's number is equal to roughly 2.73. So let us say that we say a banyan tree is there. A banyan tree is growing every year. Let us say e to the power t, t being the number of years. So in the first year it will be 2.7 centimeters. In the second year it will be 5.24 centimeters. And in the fifth year, it will be as big as a human being, 1.5 meter. But remember, at the end of 10th year, it will be 220 meters. which is even bigger than the tallest building that we have seen. So one of the primary characteristics of exponential growth is that initially the growth will not be very visible, and after that, like a hockey stick, it takes off and takes off so rapidly. And this is but we are interested in knowing about economy and investment, for example. So the commonest example, which also Warren Buffett calls it the magic of the present day world, is the compounding of interest. Take an example. You take 1000 rupees and put it in a bank at 10% compounded rate of interest. So what is compounding? First year 1000 becomes 100. Second year this 1100 gets 10% interest, so we get 1221. And this goes on. Initially it will appear very small, but at the end of 30th year it will be more than 17,500. So 1000 going to 17,500 because of the power of exponentiation, because the compound interest formula, as you know, RT or whatever is the return at the end of period T is equal to R0 multiplied by 1 plus T to the power N, N being the number of years. Now when Modi ji is speaking about exponential growth of the economy to achieve a $5 trillion economy, we will have to put this in context. There must be some sectors of economy, because if agriculture is growing at 5% and for $5 trillion economy we require 11% growth, there must be sectors which must grow exponentially in order that they make up for slower growing sectors of the economy. So what is required to be done? We require new business models like that of a Uber or that of Amazon or that of a Netflix, where because the business model is so different that the growth will absolutely take off like a springboard or like a firework. We require power of technology, and of course we require infinite power of scaling it up rapidly. So economic growth and exponentiation are great combinations for taking our country forward. The last thing that I want to explain today is what is called an algorithm. We use it in the internet world. What are algorithms? Algorithms are a fixed set of formulas or fixed set of steps which we take for putting a set of inputs to get a desired output, or a method in which we arrive at results. You just imagine your computer keyboard. F1, nothing but below that there is a set of algorithms. Based on what screen you are working, it is displaying the help things. F2, F3, F4, or you put Control, Alt, Delete. All these are algorithms. And we also, whenever we use formula in banking, for example, for risk management, we say that these are the early warning signals. If he has defaulted in his credit card, if he has not paid his installment here, if he has sold his house, if his account continuously goes into overdraft, based on different weight assigned, it says that it is likely to default. We give pre-approved loans based on algorithm. Now in the computer world, algorithm is popularly known as algo. And in the investment world, it is called algo trading. Just imagine there is a set of dealers in a dealing room. They have a set of instructions based on the investment policy of a bank or a brokerage house or the customer's instructions, and they are placing orders. This will be extremely tedious. But if we do algo trading, we devise an algorithm. Mostly it is called reversal algorithms, in the sense that when direction is going in a particular way, and if we are trying to reverse that trend or take benefit out of that trend, for example, if 200 days moving average is exceeded by this many number of stocks at this point in time, at this rate, all this can be fed and the computer will execute the algo trading in a minute. It can do millions of trades. So the scale, the efficiency, the predetermined things, the ability to vary it will be the hallmark of algo or algorithm or use of it to humankind. So today I have told you three important things: viral, exponential, and algorithm. I am sure you will be understanding the world of internet and the world of banking, world of economics, world of social media much better with this. Thank you so much. Till I see you next time.